In the heart of Akuma, a village alive with the sound of laughter, drumbeats, and the rustle of palm trees in the wind, there lived an old woman named Mama Agba. She was renowned throughout the land for making the strongest calabashes, round, smooth gourds used to carry water. People said her calabashes were so strong that they could never break, no matter how far you carried them or how many times they were dropped. One sunny afternoon, as Mama Agba sat weaving a new calabash with her skilled hands, she smiled at her daughter, Ada, who was watching closely. "This calabash will teach you a lesson, my child," she said wisely, her eyes twinkling with a knowledge that Ada didn't yet understand. The next day, Ada needed to fetch water from the river for the evening meal. Mama Agba handed her the freshly made calabash, strong and shiny, and said, "Be careful with this, my daughter, for it is strong but precious." With a nod, Ada balanced the calabash on her head and set off down the narrow dirt path to the river. The sun was high in the sky, warming her skin, and the birds chirped happily from the trees. She hummed a tune to herself as her feet carried her toward the river, feeling light-hearted and carefree. But as Ada reached the riverbank, she spotted her friends playing a game by the water's edge. She waved and, without thinking, set the calabash down on the ground to join them. The hours passed by quickly as Ada laughed and played, splashing in the cool water under the bright afternoon sun. Suddenly, Ada remembered the task her mother had given her. She ran back to the spot where she had left the calabash, heart pounding. There it was, covered in dust but still intact. She breathed a sigh of relief and picked it up, balancing it once more on her head as she rushed home. But as she hurried along the path, her feet caught on a stone and she stumbled. The calabash flew off her head and hit the ground with a loud thud. Ada gasped as it shattered into pieces, lying broken and useless on the ground. Tears welled up in Ada's eyes as she knelt down, gathering the broken pieces in her trembling hands. How could this have happened? Mama Agba's calabashes never broke. She had been careless. With a heavy heart, Ada walked home, the shattered remains of the calabash clutched to her chest. Back at the house, she stood before Mama Agba, her head hanging low. She held out the broken pieces, unable to find the words to explain, but Mama Agba's face remained calm as she looked at her daughter. "Do not be ashamed, Ada," she said softly. "This is more than just a broken calabash." Ada looked up, confused. "But Mama, I broke it." Mama Agba smiled gently, her voice filled with wisdom. "Yes, you broke the calabash. But it is not the calabash that matters, my daughter. What is truly broken is trust. When you forget your duties and allow distractions to lead you astray. The calabash was strong, but your focus was weak." Ada's tears dried on her cheeks as she listened carefully. "I understand now, Mama," she said, her voice steady. "I will do better." Mama Agba nodded, satisfied. She handed Ada a new unbroken calabash. "Remember this lesson, my child. A broken calabash can be replaced, but broken trust takes longer to mend." With the new calabash in hand, Ada set off once more to the river, this time walking slowly, carefully, and with purpose. She remembered her mother's words and the lesson of the broken calabash. From that day forward, Ada took her responsibilities seriously. She learned that while calabashes may carry water, it is trust and focus that carry the weight of life. And though the calabash had once been broken, the lesson it carried remained unbroken, a lesson Ada would hold close to her heart forever. The strength of a calabash is not in the gourd itself, but in the hands that carry it. Just as calabashes carry water, Trust and responsibility carry life. Never let distractions break what you hold dear.